How we doing tonight, ladies? Holy shit. All right. First up to the stage, give it up for Sharon Needles.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Oh, thank you. Oh, I love stairs. Thank you guys so much. How are we doing, Chicago? This is the most Olympic thing I had. You know, it's the only thing in American flag that I own that isn't full of burn holes. So.
And a star of season 11 of RuPaul's Drag Race, Scarlet and me!
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me, Chicago. Yes.
All right.
I'm not contagious.
Hi, Sharon.
Not anymore. You can only get it once.
All right. Let's see. Jesus Christ. So you've been to Chicago before, yes?
I have. I actually came to XYZ.
Yeah. We've been here before.
Yes.
And Sharon, do you remember your last 10 trips here?
Yes, I do. I go to the L&L, the serial killer bar right around the corner. So.
She sure does. Have you been watching this season, Sharon?
You know, there is not an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race that I have ever missed. Sometimes when girls have gone through the process and they're off the show, they kind of lose a little interest because they've already gone through the process. I pick up right where I left off as a fan before the show, and I watch it just like you guys. I love them. I hate them. I scream at the TV. And this season has been so fun. If only I knew any of their fucking names. I don't know.
For real.
Is anyone having a problem knowing who's the one?
I'm Scarlet.
Yeah. Yes. Hi. Scarlet Letter. You're beautiful. And what's the one that I swore I heard her name for the first time?
Oh, Akira Chanel Davenport.
I've never heard that name a day in my life.
That's one of the more difficult ones.
She's one of my favorites.
And apparently her name is not Icaria Chanel. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, people thought it was a pun.
Yeah.
A pun, like I
It sounds like every name from Drag Race put in a blender and,
right.
and hit, just whip a couple
Choose
of
your
times.
own adventure drag name. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great season. I just don't know who any of them are.
Is there anyone that you're rooting for?
If I knew their name, I would. I will say this just because you are the woman of the hour. You came in just in my personal opinion, kind of blending in. But I just want to say, on the runways, you knocked me out of the water. The Zodiac look was my favorite look. And I'll say this, you were my favorite, and I am the only person who can speak on this topic because I'm the undisputed drag queen of Halloween. You were my favorite witch on that entire runway.
Ooh. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon.
Everyone else went very black and very obvious, and you took kind of a natural floral beigey look to it with the birdcage on your head. Mm-hmm. It was stunning. And nothing says a Halloween episode like bringing Trixie Mattel in. I was...
Were you triggered?
What'd you call me?
Right.
Yes, yeah. I'll admit, I was very disappointed that I wasn't on there, but I make Elvira feel like a man, so they never put me anywhere. You know what the difference between me and Elvira is? 8.5 inches. And about $3 million.
I had no idea she was so hung. It's crazy.
I know. 8.5 inches in what direction, girl?
Yeah. How is your head?
Lots of complaints.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just gonna keep smiling, I guess.
Terrible Yelp reviews. Yeah. Going into the season, who did you see and go, holy shit, that's my competition? Or who did you go, oh, yeah, they're fine. All right, when we get back. All right, you guys ready to get this started?
Monster boy.
All right, let's party.
Oh.
Well,
I didn't wear any blush tonight. I thought I might not have a problem blushing.
Goodness gracious.
My goodness.
These are the kind of episodes I stay at home for. You know, when it was my season, I didn't walk out of the house when they treated me like that.
If Roscoe's asked me to come, I come all over Roscoe's.
That's true.
That's the way that goes.
I saw your booking fee up there, too. I would be paid that much money to be embarrassed as well. Can I just say I'm really glad that Akira bitch slapped Connie, because when she spanked her booty, I think that consent is sexy and also necessary.
Yeah. It's 2019, girl.
Yeah, I know. I'm no longer a sleeping bag. Woke.
So is this the second time that you've been picked last?
That
then?
is the second time I was picked last. This one I'm okay for now. That's why, because the girls know. The girls know my coordination is not up there with the finest of us.
Oh, we're already back.
Oh my goodness.
All
Ooh,
right.
girl.
I would hate this episode.
Yeah?
Every inch of it, yeah. The physicality of it when so many great entertainers like my idols like Divine and Lady Bunny or Jackie Beat never relied on these physicality, systematic moves of death dropping and shablamming. And those were never in my repertoire. I would have hated this.
These challenges have been a bit repetitive as far as like what they're asking for, right? I mean, it's kind of different versions of dancing, different versions of like acting challenges.
I don't know. I could have gone for another acting challenge.
Right.
Yeah, I love
I
those.
think that sounds pretty good right about now, huh?
Yeah.
So what did you think about the Evie versus Silky drama?
Honestly, I felt like there was so much drama and tension between everyone at all times that it's really hard to pinpoint at what episode something was going on with somebody specific.
Yeah.
You're just ready to tear into everyone at all times.
Is there
just for hunger alone, honestly? I get hangry.
Yeah, my thing with Ivy is she is being attacked against other people that aren't excelling well in the challenge.
With Ivy.
Yeah,
right?
who is this Ivy?
Evie. I don't know their names.
Miss Winters, darling.
Yeah, Evie. She's very attackable against contestants who aren't excelling well in the challenge. Well, it's your goal to win. You shouldn't you shouldn't be angry at someone else excelling. I remember there was a day Fifi O'Hara forgot to take off her baking powder, and she says, "How do you look?" I said, "You look amazing, girl. You go right out there looking like the fucking Lion King right now, you gorgeous bitch." And Chad Michaels, God rest her soul, was like, "Honey, you dust that dusting powder off." And I said, "I thought we were friends." But I don't know why she's being combative against other people that aren't excelling, because when you're there, all you want is for them to fall apart so you can make it all the way to the end. So I find her strategy very sketchy.
It's interesting. It's very abrasive. But I will say it does help sometimes to actually forget the other oaths, folks. Just truth, girl.
Thought it was cornrows with their little rubble ends. I don't know.
Jesus.
I wish I had them.
Word.
Oh yeah. So going back to, were there people that you recognized going in to the show?
There was, of course, I know Nina West from Instagram, honestly. Yeah. Everyone's like, I know Ariel from Instagram. I was like, I knew Nina from Instagram, girl. I was over there and watching Nina West go around Columbus and like pumpkin carriages and like reading to small kids and things like that. So I was a big fan of Nina.
Yeah.
Of course, I know the New York City girls. Shout out to Miss Honey Davenport and Sugar Cane. Yes. Otherwise, I knew the host of the show. And they were all beautiful.
I wish I could read or legally be around small kids.
1,000 feet of a school zone at all times. Yeah.
7 more years.
Jesus.
Goes by like a breeze.
Oh. Are there girls that you still talk to from the show? Like, who did you get close with?
You know, I'm really close with Miss Sugar Cane, just because we're both New York girls and we text a lot. Same with Honey. I love Evie. I do. I think that we connected on the show and we've stayed in contact. I think she's the only one that's been over to my apartment.
Ooh.
I got that good connect in NYC if anyone's ever there. I'm talking about friends, of course. Talking about friendship. But yeah, I mean, you know, I would say probably Evie.
Yeah.
Michelle and I talk all the time.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all, but I would love to.
I feel like she just sits in a room alone waiting for RuPaul to like recharge her batteries for a new season. She's like, I'll do it! I'm back!
No longer are they double D batteries.
I have one of her breast implants.
Wow!
Yeah.
Was that on...
there was only 2
of them.
An
auction, or was it a personal gift? Or
yeah, it was a...
It was an auction.
Yeah. Alaska got all stars. I got the tit.
Oh. Left or right?
I don't know, but I was going through the Big D, and I don't mean Dallas.
And we're back.
Woo! Work! Anybody have a fan up in here? Not a fan of me, like a fan. Oh, okay. I wanted to show you. I've been practicing.
Let's do this shot, shall we?
I've also been practicing a lot of this.
Shots. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers!
All right, raise your glasses, guys. Thank you for coming out tonight. Cheers! Chicago, bitch.
Bitch, she didn't need anything to chase that tonight, girl.
Strong.
Oh, you like that?
Woo. All right, do you dance better than me, y'all? Don't answer that. Just say no.
You know, the thing is that every episode of RuPaul's Drag Race finds the strengths of all styles of drag, whether it be camp or dance or horror or comedy or acting challenges, and this just happens to be that challenge that focuses on the movement of the body. And I completely feel for you, because I remember on my last episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, and we did the video for Glamazon, and I really wasn't getting it. And that's when I remembered, I remember there's something more important than just the way that we dance, and that is we have merchandise for sale right over there. Me and I, Sharon Needles, winner of season 4, Hollywood's biggest handful, the most beloved satanic drag queen of all time, has merch, and so does Scarlet right over there. So feel free to pull out some extra coin, get your Drag Race merchandise. This could possibly be my very last show. I'm old, I'm an alcoholic. So get your t-shirts while they last. It could be worth more. And before we return to the show, I would like to see some of this phonography that you've been practicing. Yes!
Look, it's as easy as that. I just had to open it. You're gonna clap for anything. I didn't even do anything.
Yeah. That's the sound of Evie's joints cracking. I'm kidding. She doesn't have joints. It's comedy.
Scarlett, had you ever had to learn choreography before? Was this a first?
I mean, sure. I mean, I've attempted to learn choreography before.
Yeah.
I've done, you know, my college drag pageant and backup dance for a couple of friends in pageants throughout the city. Granted, their critiques when I backup danced for them was get a different backup dancer.
Let's face it, only you and me know that those choreographers are designed to find the weaknesses in us and exploit it.
Well, sure. I mean, I didn't audition as a dancer, so it wasn't any surprise, you know. But I mean, I'm flexible in other places, I guess.
Southern glamour and New York grit.
There you go. There you go.
I rememed that.
Did you realize you were in Raja's area?
No, I had no idea. I didn't even know I was on Drag Race at the time. Girl, I honestly didn't even know. I was having a good time. They fed me a couple times a day, and I was happy to be there. No, absolutely not. I had no idea. I don't have spatial awareness, just at all, ever. So.
Adam Rapon has perfect ears.
Yes, he does. We also have a date to the Derby, by the way. Speaking of Kentucky, Adam Rapon is my date to Kentucky Derby this year.
Ooh, really?
I mean, yeah, if you watch the reveal, he said it on camera, and I'm holding him to it.
Ooh.
I know.
Please fuck his ears.
Okay.
Look at these ears when he returns.
Like one at a time?
Screw the runway. Look at these ears.
Ooh, gorgeous. Ooh, my goodness.
I know. And he must get a haircut like twice a day.
Right.
He was hot, girl.
What was he doing during that terrible reveal? Was he like just going crazy in the background?
He was actually very nice. Both times I've met him, he was incredibly warm, just relatable, kind. Yeah.
What was the mood backstage after the reveal? Was everyone like, what the fuck was that?
Oh, and we returned.
And we're back!
All right.
So back to the hot tea. You're not moving out of Chicago.
I'm not moving out of Chicago.
I messaged her. I was like, congratulations on announcing moving to LA.
That was my April Fool's, and I'm still getting people.
Like,
my mom is
bitch.
like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, God. Let's see. Oh, what would you say? My question before we went to back into the show was after the reveal on YouTube Live, which was like kind of panned by everybody, and then even Aquaria came out and was like, this is embarrassing. What was the mood backstage? Was everyone like, la la la, let's just go on
Honestly,
with our day?
I don't think we knew like what it was. I mean, it was our first, you know, it's hard. I mean, it was the first time we were broadcast.
Yeah.
It was the first time we were in front of an audience that big.
You're like, I'm just happy to be here. Like,
so yeah, I was like happy to shoot the shit with Adam, and I'd grab a date to the Derby. I was happy with what I did with Aquaria. I think that was fun, sitting on a secret. I didn't realize until watching it back what some of the other girls had to do, but I don't know. I think everybody handled it pretty well. You know?
Putting drag queens live is the most irresponsible thing a network could ever do. And not only that, the production value was absolutely terrible. At the end of the day, we're overpainted men dressed as women, and it takes that light to make it so. And they really failed on the production value, in my opinion.
They did.
As a viewer.
Especially for a reveal. It's supposed to be, these are these grand women. We're seeing them with these, like, you know, giant props and these, like, you know, and this was just like, it's just so, like, sideshow.
It was a Benny Hill episode.
Yeah, it was like, let's throw cookies on Silky Ganache's face. Like, it was just, like, embarrassing. I was like, I wanted better for the girls. They needed, like, glamour and editing.
Yeah, to answer your question, though, all of that aside, the energy backstage was like nothing I've ever fucking felt before. Like, just exciting. Like, just very excited to be like, this is happening.
Right.
You know, this is all, you know, a year.
I heard there was a lot of alcohol back there.
There could have been more.
Yo!
There could have been more. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know, you wait a long time and it's like a dream you have, and then suddenly you get to share it with more than just the circle of friends that you're used to.
Yeah.
And it's a very weird thing to happen. So the energy backstage is amazing.
You were like, fuck.
You forget about any fight you have with anybody.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's giving hugs. Everybody's in each other's mirrors. Everybody's going on Instagram Live. We can do that now.
Oh, Brooklyn Heights, every 5 seconds. I thought she was Nina Bonita Brown, girl. She was a bam, 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 bam. 8 times a day.
Yeah, I mean, this cast goes live a lot, girl. They go live with each other a lot. We go live with a lot of other people. We're all on that live life, girl.
A couple episodes ago, Rue said you were safe and you ran at full speed to the back.
You better fucking believe I ran all the way to the back, girl.
And it
she
became
couldn't say
a
join the
meme.
other girls faster.
Yeah.
I was back there.
That's why they call it a runway.
Girl,
Did
I
you
found any way to run back.
Did you think about it, or were there like, hurry up, or you were just like, I gotta get out of here?
I was hoping for a moment, yeah. And it looks like they tried to cut it out. Because it was a very, and I will give it to my sister.
Oh, so you were making a
It was
joke
like a very emotional moment for two of my New York City sisters on stage, and I was over here trying to have my fucking comical moment, like, you know, breath of fresh air, let me run back and have my. So I'm glad that we got a little bit of it, you know.
Yeah. It was almost funnier that it was just this weird thing that I didn't notice till 4 days later in a meme. Like,
Was I the only one when Evie said growing pains? I just heard, show me that smile again.
Show me that smile.
Don't waste another minute on your crying. I pick on her only because she's been my drag sister for 4 years. She's one of the bagheads in the Dress to Kill video. So I'm allowed to pick on my monster sister. Yeah, I have no idea.
Evie?
Yeah, Evie's one of the bagheads. And if you realize if I touch you, the chances of you winning are pretty high. My ex-boyfriend Alaska wins. My drag daughter Aquaria wins. Violet Chachki stole my crown. Win. I made fun of Bianca Del Rio one time. She wins.
Well, you can touch me anywhere you want.
Well, when you learn Evie's name, it's going to be over for her, girl.
It's true. And just for her to say that she'll be performing in a wheelchair is amazing because, as Lady Bunny once said, girl, if I'm in a wheelchair, they'll call me Rolaids. It's a layered joke, and they're not paying me for the material either. The solid rate.
Sharon, what all is new with you? You're still in Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Where am I gonna go? I'm practically legally banned from every other city. I just got back from a 3-week tour in Europe for my new show called Celebrity Morgue. Some of you came and saw this. The only American show we did. The show is so outrageous and so insensitive to dead celebrities that we keep it out of an American market because. Comedians no longer can tell jokes. We can only allow our president to grab you by the pussy. But hey, that's America now. So I'm glad that my insensitive, outrageous, crazy show that returns drag, not from stone tights and a perfect outfit, but returns it to jokes and comedy and being a reflection and a funhouse mirror of actual society, can be shown in the UK and Europe. But I'll just ride this one out, guys. I'm cool. I probably won't live to see the end of this administration anyway. You gotta cut diagonally. I keep forgetting that.
All right, and we're back. Holy shit. That was one of my favorite challenges of all time.
Slay.
They could do that every fucking year and I would be happy, bitch.
Yeah, it's kind of reminded me of the cheerleader challenge. Remember the cheerleader one?
Oh, girl, but that was a fucking mess.
Of course better.
throwing Charlie Hyde's
girl.
78-year-old ass in the air. Miserable.
You know what I love about it was the live audience.
Yeah.
Like there's a fucking energy in the live audience.
That was
like,
nice.
Rarely do you do things on Drag Race and you know this about that's in front of any live audience. You're playing to a camera and a camera guy who hopefully smiles, but you know, he doesn't have to.
I'll be honest, I couldn't see it because I have an optical degeneration disease right now, and I met someone who's 10 years older than me, and they're in a wheelchair now, but I'm going to continue to try and watch these challenges as best that I can. No, I had to smoke.
Should we do another shot? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we
Can we
should.
do another shot, please?
Y'all gonna do one with us? Come on. It's a
Are you giving them away? Because you know they don't got money like that. Well,
they know where the bar is. They know where the bar is. It's a Thursday.
That seemed really difficult, Scar. That
It was
seemed
incredibly
really
difficult.
And I don't know if it's just me after 11 years of my favorite show on television, but these scope camera challenges on the main stage, I swear, are 5 times longer than they have ever been. These acting challenges are so long.
Yeah.
Like, and I know how difficult it is for that group choreography. Like, but in our day, that looks so clean. In our day, it was very sloppy, and they use editing to fix it. But in our day, we had to dress up like a dog in a boat while pregnant walking a dog. You know, it was. That's when it was stupid.
By the way, that dog challenge is probably one of my. In fact, I think it is my favorite. Runway
that's the
we've
first
ever
time
had.
That's the first time we met when I walked you down the runway.
I know, that little poodle.
She had white hair at the time. Boo!
Yeah, no, that's definitely my favorite runway they've ever done.
Yeah, it was rough.
That was, to answer your question, very fucking hard. Yeah. Although I think both teams turned it out pretty well.
Yeah.
I was really expecting a disaster from no one other than myself.
Oh, the disaster!
And I think it was pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad. Thank you. Okay, good. I'm only half as delusional as they say I am.
It's true.
I got a question. They said, is she as delusional in real life as she comes across on TV? And my answer is yes. Very much so.
Don't worry, the disaster was that wig with Rue's perfect gown. You're fine. Shade.
Wait, the gold one?
Oh, the gown was gorgeous.
Oh, okay.
How
The
long?
ramen noodles.
How long was your choreography sessions where you guys were in there learning? Like an hour?
It was actually quite a while.
Really?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what's a long time? I don't know. This is the first time I've ever been in a dance studio, so I don't know how long normally you stay in one of those.
It was a day and a half, right? Usually a day and a half for
It
a
was
challenge.
it was at least 2 weeks.
Cheers! And we're back.
Woo!
That's wild.
All right, who were our favorite runways, ladies?
Okay, first, can we all just put our hands together for Miss Scarlet right here for taking... Sometimes when you hear gold, you think expensive. Not everything has to be a conceptual concept. Sometimes you just want to see that simple, beautiful red carpet silhouette that only Scarlet provides. And not only did you do it on this runway tonight, you are doing it tonight in this gorgeous town.
Oh my God! Thank you so much, Sharon.
Yes.
Thank you.
And if I see one more pair of wings or one more pair of fucking horns,
it's a horny bunch, girl. They're a horny bunch.
Yes, it is Animal Farm this year. It is.
Sure is.
It's too much.
Who was your favorite, Sharon?
Well, she's sitting right here next to me. I really appreciate what you did with that. I think it's so great that Ivy got an injury right when she had a gold cane. That's very good. And it kind of like the word cane goes with sugar cane, and I love sugar cane's look tonight.
Sugar Cane's
Yeah,
was
Sugar Cane's
incredible.
tonight.
That was really the best.
And
that
Sugar
she has
Cane's so
looked.
old, she was kind of
incredible.
serving a younger look tonight instead of being a golden girl, no pun intended. But if I was a golden girl, I drank so much Pabst Blue Ribbon, they would call me PB Arthur. Now, this might be shocking to you. They gave us on our live finale. They said we had to make a gold costume within 3 days. And if you ever wondered why I showed up as a mug of beer, that's why, because I had nothing gold, and it came from PartyCity.com. So Fifi O'Hara, there you go.
Hey.
.com.
All right, who were the bottom looks? Do we think? Silky in that pantsuit with a cross on it and the fan.
Oh yeah, Silky.
I did not think that was it.
Well, Silky keeps screaming, "You do spook, but can you serve glamour?" And I just want to say, can you? Because on my season, you know, your size has nothing to do with how much you serve glamour. Sometimes your size can stop you from the physicality of things you can do. So I appreciated that she put humor into what limited the way her body could move. But I was on a season with motherfucking Latrice Royale, and that bitch served a fucking custom look every single runway.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's just, you know, there's no excuse for... I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen it. We've seen it done successfully.
Oh, wait, she's from Chicago.
Like, so
I mean,
many
she's
times.
great. Just
No, I think she lives in L.A. now.
fight the powers of...
She
Oh,
lives
she's in
in
L.A.?
She's in L.A.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck her. What she sell her apartment on Goose Island?
What did you think of Akira Davenport in the full stone, the
She
blonde
looked
hair?
stunning. She looked absolutely stunning.
It was the very first
That's that one. That's the hardest name for you. Akira Chanel Davenport. She's the first one. She came in
That
the
was one
feathers.
of my favorites. It was so beautiful and
It was
stone.
gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I think, quote me if I'm wrong, I think she made it herself.
Oh,
which to
I'm
me
sure.
is a big deal.
What did we think of Brooklyn Heights with the 3 boas and the LeMay head
You know what?
wrap?
It wasn't working for me.
I liked
I
her
didn't really
reference
like it
point.
either.
I like her reference point.
Yeah.
It was a little Norma Desmond, but
Yeah,
I
very
know what
Sunset
that is.
Boulevard.
That's 4-way stretch, cheap Joanne Fabrics LeMay. And you don't add white, cheap turkey feathers to something to try and make it seem more expensive. It was cheap on cheap for me. Sorry.
I will say it was my least favorite
Sorry,
that she's
bye.
looked, but overall, like, she's doing so good. If she can...
I think she sold it with the facials that
Right.
she did. She kind of gave that whole, like, I'm
Yeah.
crazy, I'm looking to the camera, you know, Sunset Boulevard.
She's fucking killing
moment.
it overall,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah.
That's fine.
You know what I would have done?
Canada.
I would have done the gold American
Hey.
Express card gown from the 1996 runway for Priscilla Queen of the Desert Academy Awards.
Who kind
But
of
they would have been Metro cards.
Who kind of looked like an
I was gonna
Emmy?
say American Express.
Who was it that looked like an Emmy? Was it Brooklyn looked like an Emmy?
An Emmy.
Yeah.
No, she was giving hippie chic. She said hippie chic.
Yeah, expensive hippie is what I was going
But at the
for.
same time, you do those interviews in the middle. Oh, are we? You do those interviews really late at night, and who knows what the hell's coming out of your mouth.
Who knows, girl? I'm watching all this for the first time.
All right, let's do it. All right, well, give it up for Scarlet first
Oh,
off.
hi, everyone.
So, all the other girls said your name. How did you feel in that moment? How do you feel watching it back?
Watching it back, I've had a couple shots of tequila, so it didn't feel so bad, honestly. You know, it sucks to hear your sisters say that. Everybody wants the crown. We're all here to snatch the jewels out of it. So it's, you know, it's understandable, I think, honestly. But you will be damned if I was going to be up there telling my own name.
Right.
Ain't nobody going to say I need to go home. And I stand by what I said about Raja.
Yeah. Do you think
It is what it is. Also, I'm sorry, I'm not a dancer. I went into this saying I'm not a dancer. I'm going to do my very best. I'm going to attempt it. I might be the most difficult student he's ever had, but by God, I was a student.
Yeah.
You know, some of us have bragged about our dancing skills and have yet to show that. So I don't know.
I mean, so you just kind of went in being like, you know what? Teach me this. I don't understand, but I'm going to try my hardest.
It doesn't matter if you're on television or not. Put your mind to it. Fucking do the challenge at hand. At least attempt it. You know,
Yeah.
the worst thing you can do is fail and move on, right?
Yeah.
I had to poop.
Speaking of failing and moving on, Sharon Needles, everybody.
Is there anything that we missed that like didn't air?
You
that was,
guys
like-
do that in 10 inches, all right? It's hard.
Yes. Of course,
have a
there's a
drink in
bunch
the
of
public.
things that didn't air. I
Is
mean,
there-
I
is
think
there any
90%
extra-
of it doesn't air, but I wish I could tell you what didn't air. You don't remember how this happens,
Yeah.
you know. But it's exciting to see what does air.
Did you
air.
did you have tension this episode with any of the girls? Because we didn't see much of that.
Yeah, with all of them, girl. You saw what happened.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I guess we'll watch it untucked. I honestly, I would rather like crack a joke and crack a beer than get in a fight. I've never really been extremely aggressive with people.
I love crack.
Yeah, I just kind of, you know, smoke some crack and relax. That's how you know I've never smoked crack.
Crack is
That's not what people do, I guess.
crack is just cocaine, guys. Smokable though, you know.
This is why she's not allowed next to schools. Preschool,
No, that's not why.
babysitting. No, that's not even why.
That's not why.
Oh my goodness, how exciting.
Those are children cracks.
Oh.
Once.
So last time you were here, your moms actually came to visit, and I was surprised that we didn't hear more about your moms.
You have
will you
lesbo
tell us?
moms?
I do. I have 2 beautiful mothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And my favorite part is that their names are.
Both Sherry.
They're both named Sherry.
They are. You can't make this shit up, girl.
And they came to visit last time she was
They
here.
moved me into my college dorm, girl. They've been together for a long time, and they're both so beautiful. If they're watching, I send them love. We're live right now, right?
We're
That
not
is
live.
the most gorgeous story I have ever heard. And did that even get expressed on TV?
No.
Well, I don't know. I don't know yet. Let's. I don't know. I don't think. I don't know.
Let's sit back and wait.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't think so.
Only
but
one crybaby
yeah.
story an episode, guys. We'll have to wait.
Yeah, I do though. They're
have
both
your-
very proud.
Have your moms seen you in drag many times? They've
They
been
are
to shows.
tried and true professionals. They came here to Roscoe's actually last time I was here for XYZ. Yeah, they're from Louisville, Kentucky, so it's not too far away from here. Yeah, yeah, that's play Louisville. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's great. I have lots of support.
Aw.
I have 2 beautiful gay moms. I also have a gorgeous dad and a stepmom as well. I've got 3 gorgeous sisters.
Damn.
I'm not lacking in the family support department, which I think is something very important to share the world. That sometimes it's okay.
Are
you
they
know?
all watching the show?
You better know they are, girl. They
Yeah.
are all watching the show
Do you get-
religiously for the first time. It took me getting on for them to even really watch regularly.
Well, they're lesbians.
Did
That's
you-
why you have
but
to wear
yes,
twice
they-
as much makeup because they never will.
Yeah, they're watching everything too, and I'm having to like pull them back. I'm like, okay, like we're gonna like slowly step into the drag race world, you know?
All right, let's do this.
Raja O'Hara, Shantae, you stay. Scarlet Envy. Trust me when I say, this ain't your last dance. Now, sashay away.
Thank you. I never thought bell bottoms would land me in the bottom, but I will never stop dancing.
Oh, Scarlet! Last dance, bitch!
The world wants me, and the feeling is mutual.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those undecided and those in between, I want you to put your hands together and your tipping dollars out for the amazing Miss Scarlet for showing such a great run right here on season 11 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Thank you!
It's been a long... My entire
I
life,
love
I've
you.
known what it's felt like to be a loser, and once in my entire career, I know what it felt like to win. And this person has shown such great diversity throughout her entire win, and though she might not have won the crown of RuPaul's Drag Race, I would like to present her with the crown. I would like to present her with the forever title of Miss Country Glam and Miss New York City Grit. Girl, so give it up for Miss Scarlet. Here you are. Your hair is too big to carry it, but it really matches. And if you wondered if you really think I went to smoke, I just ran across the street to Bitnix because I saw that crown today for you, girl.
Oh my God,
and it made me
stop!
think of you.
Oh
Everyone,
my God.
your Miss Forever title for Miss Country Glam and New York Grit,
It's Scarlet Envy!
Miss Scarlet Envy.
Yes!
Drag. The most important thing about drag is showing the versatility of a little bit of skag, a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of glamour, a little bit of humor, but at the most important, just like her red dress and her red crown tonight, a big red heart, and she certainly served that on her time on season 11. So one more time for Miss
Thank
Scarlet
you so
Envy.
much, Sharon.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roscoe.
It looks good.
It looks so beautiful. I can't even see it. I already know it looks so good,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, okay, thanks, sorry. And I did smoke and pee.
Am I the only one that thought that she won that lip sync? I was so confused. I don't understand. How did you feel during it? Were you like, oh, I got this?
I felt great.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm not a dancer, but I'm a performer. I like to be on stage. I love to deliver an emotion. And that was an emotion I was very capable of delivering in the moment.
But when she said you were going home, did you think there's no way I'm going home? Like, because I just
will
turned
say
it out.
I finished the lip sync confidently.
Yeah.
I looked back at my sisters. I said, I got this, girls. I'll see you tomorrow. I mean, with my eyes, you know. And turns out I didn't actually see them the next day. But yeah, it's a little surprising, I will say that.
Yeah.
I have a crown on my head. I have to give you a pageant answer.
Right.
Isn't this what pageant queens do?
Well, I can't wait to see you back on TV soon, I hope. Maybe in All Stars, maybe in whatnot. I want to see.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's great. Crazy. Crazy.
All right, well, Sharon is outside smoking crack, but we'll be back. Oh, let's go. I don't understand why Raja got mad that you said her name after everyone said yours. Like, you should be the most butthurt. Like,
well, my butt hurts. It's not related to Drag Race though.
That was just us in the dressing room before the show.
You know, I had to earn that crown, honey.
So I mean, Alaska broke up.
Premature. Once again, we're talking about the dressing room. Premature. That was fucking funny, Chicago! Come on, bitches! It's okay. We're not crying anymore.
Yeah.
We're laughing. We're
You
giggling.
know, you didn't even, looking at your eyes, I don't even think you've dropped a tear, which you have to be very strong for. You know, you guys as fans get to watch these girls get picked off one by one, and you can all, sit back behind your TVs and go, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that. Just to get on this show is months and months and thousands of tapes that have been dived through. And you are put through months and months of just hell of wondering, do you have to quit your day job? Do you have to ask your parents for money? Do you have to get rid of your house? Just to get on the show and be eliminated first takes thousands and thousands of dollars, and you leaving everything that ever made you comfortable behind. So it's very easy for you guys as fans, and thank you for doing it, because it reminds us of which ones of you are little motherfucking shitsters. Thank you, and if you'd like to finish the show, here's a microphone. I take 20s. But thank you guys so much. You guys really supported her tonight. And I've been here on shows where girls have been eliminated where you haven't been so nice. Ben de la Creme. They were mean to Ben de la Creme when she walked off the show.
Were they?
Oh, yes, they were.
Oh, this is the real tea. See, this is Untucked, girl. If you're not watching Untucked, you're only getting half the story.
And I just went pee, so I'm officially untucked right now. I don't know where she went. She's in here somewhere. God bless America.
All right, so we're going to open up to a Q&A, but before we do, just to remind you, the girls will be back tomorrow. We're going to have a meet and greet at 10 o'clock and performances at 11:30 and 12:30. If you would like to ask a question, just raise your hand. I'll see you. I'll go over here, then I'll go over here, and ask respectful questions, and don't ask anything too wacky or rude or tacky. Hello. Hi, what's your question?
Hi, Scarlet. First, I want to say your performance was amazing. I thought you killed it. I was screaming for you, so thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
And my question for you is kind of an obvious one, but who would you have done for Snatch Game? I'm sure we all would have loved to have known. And also, Tranica, if you were ever on Drag Race, who would you do?
Ozzy Osbourne. And then you turn the wig into a blonde wig and you're Aileen Wuornos, 2-in-1.
Yeah. I could be your Sharon!
For Snatch Game, I was considering a couple different options. Of course, everybody has to consider a couple different options. I'm not going to do any of them for you tonight, but I'm going to tell you the three of them. Deborah Messing.
Ooh.
I am taking it personally.
Okay. When we get back, What? I'm so confused.
Girl, that actually happened. That was like a real thing that happened.
And it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blackouts on set happen a lot.
Didn't that happen for like hours and hours when it was like the beginning of season 7 and all the...
No, season 6. All the girls were locked in their little tiny rooms for the first episode, and the power went out. And they were left in a completely blackout room for hours because they couldn't blend the
I mean,
cast.
it's a lot of power cords going on. I've never seen so many things plugged in one room. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, this happens, I guess.
I didn't understand why they were coming for Plastique. Because I was like, they put the stuff by her station. It's her stuff, right? I was confused.
That was the stupidest fight I've ever heard on RuPaul's Drag Race. It was 5 minutes of fighting about hair, and I thought they were talking about body hair.
I know. We both looked up. We were like, "What? She doesn't have a lot of hair. This is HD. We would think we would see it." But yes, Ariel left hair for specific people. I guess. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out what that is because obviously I had bigger things to think about than like where Ariel forgot her wig. You know. I was focusing.
What were your other 2 Snatch games before we move on?
So I had Deborah Messing. Another option would have been Lucille Ball.
Yes. Never done.
Because
a legend
she's
that's
never been done.
done.
Yeah. And the third would, of course, be Miss Lana Del Rey.
Oh. You look so much like Lana Del Rey.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does your pussy taste like RC Cola?
It's actually, it's Pepsi.
Yeah.
Pepsi Cola.
Oh. Well, if you're in Chicago, you want your pussy to taste like Old Style, you know? Killed my grandpa.
A&W.
Hello, what is your question?
Hi. Is there anybody from your respective seasons that you respect more than anybody else?
From your seasons that are like your favorites, the ones you respect the most. Who from your seasons are your favorites? Sharon.
From your
season.
season.
It's not the same thing. I mean, like and respect are 2 different things. I respect all of them for being like, you know, where they're at.
And after the pageant answer, you would say...
Yeah, none of them. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I don't know. I respect all of them. It's hard to say if you respect one. Also, I have to remind you, I'm watching this with you. We don't get pre-screened episodes, so the confessionals say a lot about who we are, you know? So, I don't know. I think it's premature to ask, at least from season 11, without giving you that answer of course, they've all made it there and they're all fucking talented, you know?
Hello, what's your question?
Hi, so after getting eviscerated on stage and in Untucked, how did you like pull it all together and not just like keep it together, but like murder the performance? Like when you're under pressure, how? Like how do you keep it together when you're like shook? I don't know.
It's not an option. You just do it. I don't know. It's hard to... I mean, I think I was just born to be on stage, whether it might look like that sometimes or not. I was just born to be here, and that's just what you do. I mean, you work your entire life to get to a point. You know, a couple of opinions are not going to make you sit back down, you know?
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those undecided and those in between, can we all do a standing ovation for the one and only Miss Scarlet for her final exit? That's so great. What a beautiful exit interview that you did to say that life throws you curveballs, and that's what life is. It's a scatter of a million beautiful colors that we all get to experience together, because at the end of the day, the only one thing we all have in common is that we're all going to die, but you get to make whatever you want out of it when you have it, and that was beautiful.
We're all going to die.
Yes.
We're all going to die. We're all going to die, okay?
All right. We are going to go on with Q&A, but also we have some seats that have opened up over here. So if you're over here and you want to fill in, we have tons of spots in here. Go ahead, baby. Yeah, if you are in the back, come fill them in, fill them in, fill them in, come fill them in. Let's see. On Sunday, we have XYZ. I will be here. We have all 90s, 2000s music all night. We have special guest Cara Cavalli will be here. And also the debuts of Denali and Bambi Banks. And we're going to be here all night. It's going to be fucking insane. Also, will you bring up the graphic? We're going to tell you who's going to be here next week. We have special guests Raja O'Hara, Jujubee, Monica Beverly Hills, and Milk will be here. Can we make noise, you assholes? Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus. Meet and greets tomorrow. Meet and greets tomorrow. Meet and greets tomorrow. Ooh, yeah. All right, bye. Yeah, we have some room over here, so I see you guys over here. Fill in, fill in. All right, let me find this guy. Who was the one? Oh, it's you. Hello, what's your question?
Hi. Sorry, I'm too short. I'll stand. Hi, for Scarlet. We've seen a lot of New York queens, obviously, but there is a big dichotomy between Manhattan and Brooklyn. Where do you find yourself in that city, and who you know, are with and who you love and who you perform with and things like that, all that jazz.
I love this question. Do you live in New York?
I'm from there, yeah.
You're from New York. Yeah, that must come from a New Yorker. Everybody knows there's a mythical divide between Manhattan and Brooklyn.
Sharks versus Jets.
Yeah, Sharks versus Jets, whatever that is. They should stop swimming so close to the Jets, sweetie.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know what that's about, but nautical things I love. I love nautical things. I like boats. I like fishes. Anyway, back to New York. I think that a successful New York City drag queen will straddle the East River. You have to be able to perform in both boroughs. You can't say, I don't go there because I don't like that. And that goes for more than drag in New York. I mean, like, if you don't like it, go there. Figure out why you don't like it. Change that about where you don't like. I think Thorgy Thor is the first queen I really saw to do that, to be a Brooklyn queen that was also a Manhattan queen, and suddenly there was no such thing as the East River. And it's not that hard. I mean, it really shouldn't be that hard. So anybody who uses that as an excuse should probably find another city.
Hello, what's your question?
Hey, my name's Sean. I'm from Toronto. So, unfortunately, I'm rooting for Brooklyn.
Unfortunately?
Well, because you're fabulous.
Well, thank you.
To be honest, I'm very disappointed you went home tonight. But my question is, what is something that you view as being a iconic drag queen moment in RuPaul's Drag Race? What has been your iconic moment, most of all?
An iconic moment in Drag Race?
Yeah, what's your favorite, most iconic Drag Race moment?
My favorite, I will say this actually came up earlier tonight, and I'm going to say another one just because this came up tonight, but Sharon's dog runway is honestly, I mean, I would say this even if you weren't sitting right here. I think that was, just like I said, my favorite runway of all time in Drag Race because I love dogs. I'm actually a cat, but I'm a dog person. If that makes any sense, I guess. But also, I would say Angina's moment was probably untouchable.
Yes.
I think it's untouchable. She's actually a drag goddess because of that, you know? Yeah.
I would love to see her on All Stars.
So would I, girl.
Yeah.
So would she.
Hello, what's your question?
Yeah, do you have any, like, wonderful plans for your hair? Like, I want to see it long. I want you to see you, like, actually use your real hair.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did do that. If you actually listen to Race Chaser, they talked about this. Last week was the Orange Runway. That was, I'd say, maybe 10, 15, 20% of my actual hair. That was my hairline wrapped up in an updo. And people thought, you know, one way or the other about it. Some people loved it, some people hated it, some people said put a lace front on. But I do that all the time, honestly. I think a half wig, if you have the hair to work with it, is absolutely underrated. You know, we can't all be wigs by vanity, you know.
Hello, what's your question?
Hi, so do you have a moment where you decided drag was the thing you had to do for forever? Just like one moment or like a time when you decided drag was your thing?
Yeah, I was in college. I went to FIT in the city. I studied, what did I study? I don't know. I wasn't paying much attention because I was doing drag. That's honestly when I realized that. I was like, I'm not gonna do this 9-to-5 moment. I'm not gonna live in a cubicle. I am very good, I think, at knowing what I just won't do. Like, there's a lot of things I just won't do.
I got my degree from fuck you.
Yeah, so it was just one of those things. I just said, no, this is what it's going to be. Hopefully it works out. You know, if not, I guess I do have a degree to fall back on. Go to school and stuff.
You don't remember what your degree is in?
No, I have a bachelor's degree in advertising for fashion design.
Ooh. Where'd you go to school?
I went to FIT.
Oh, bitch.
Yeah.
All right, hello, what's your question?
Hi, Scarlet. I'm also from Kentucky. So I wanted to know what you were most proud about being from Kentucky and how it both informs your drag and just who you are as a person now living outside of the state.
That's a great question.
And also KFC or Popeyes?
KFC, girl.
That was the incorrect answer.
Oh, was it? I'm so sorry. I'll get you Popeyes, girl. We can make 2 stops.
I'm down.
No, I definitely. That's such a good question. I love being from Louisville. I don't know if anyone's ever been there, but it's a really good place to be from. It's a good place to be from.
It's a great city.
It's a great city.
And it has one of the best drag bars in the entire world.
Yes, it absolutely does. It does. It has good food. It has good people. They have their own ballet. Like, they're really on the map. And I noticed that after leaving, like you said, I would have to tell people I'm from Kentucky, and then I'd follow up with I'm from Louisville. They said, oh, I know. Because it's a happening place. You know, there's beautiful things happening there. I was able to introduce the mayor, Mayor Greg Fisher. I don't know if he's still the mayor, honestly, but he was at the time. Mayor Greg Fisher at the Pride Parade. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And they presented this lesbian couple with this giant, like, Woodford bourbon barrel custom thing for their wedding, and it was this beautiful moment. And I actually left Kentucky out of high school because I didn't feel comfortable with who I was or who I was allowed to be there for personal reasons and beyond. And it's been very powerful to be able to come back there for things like Pride events, things like my mom's wedding to her wife this year. To come back, yeah, thank you. To come back, you know, it's just a different thing. I don't know. I have a complicated relationship with Kentucky, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Hello, what's your question?
So, I know you all, before you made it, you did not make it. So I was wondering if there were ever moments in the journey where you were like, I want to give up, this sucks, and because I'm a business owner and I get those moments, and wanting to know, like, when you're in those moments, if you have them, what did you do to get yourself to keep going, even when there's a lot of doubt?
I think we have the same answer. This cocaine, right?
Yeah. Yeah, cocaine really helps. And also, sometimes you have to take a step out of your body. And, you know, I've been doing this for 7 years. I'm a 37-year-old man with a 60-year-old skeleton who just did 19 shows in 19 days of 140-minute content every night. And you got to tell yourself, pull yourself out of your body and be your own camera and watch yourself and say, bitch, I would retire, but no one else can do what I can do, and the world deserves me. So.
Hey.
Battle Axe iTunes. Oh, here you go, sis.
Oh, cheers.
Oh, gosh.
I'm putting the cocaine in the shots now.
Cheers!
Cheers.
All right. Hello, what's your question?
Yes, my question is, now that you've been on Drag Race, what would you like to do with this platform? Are we going to be doing acting? Do you want to do music?
No more music.
No more music. What can we look forward to now that you've been here on television and we watched how awesome you are and killed it tonight?
Thank you. Yeah, honestly, both of those things. I have been writing music for the past year and a half. I've been doing. I live in a cabaret space. So I've been doing the cabaret shows in the East Village for.
Do that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And by music, that's what I mean. You know, live music. It's not really club moments, but that's not really what I am. But before that, I would say acting. I mean, I'm an actor first and foremost. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what roles find her. Other than that, I'm just gonna be following her around.
Doing cocaine.
Back to the previous question. Yeah.
Hello, what is your question?
You are so dapper tonight, by the way.
I know, you look lovely.
I know. I walked up to him. I said, hello, my name is Elder Price.
Yeah.
Wait, show him.
Thank you for thinking this was high theater.
Look at him. Oh, Book of Mormon looking ass. What's your question?
Hey, Scarlet. So I'm from Tennessee, and I currently live in Alabama. And so what I was wanting to know is, whenever you were still living in Kentucky, how did you confront the reality of being an LGBT Southerner?
That's interesting. That's an interesting question. I thought that this would air on TV because it was a big part of my life. But while I was in Kentucky, I was in conversion therapy.
No shit.
For multiple years.
Yikes. What? Like, how old were you?
I was in high school.
How many? Like 2 or 3 years?
About 2 years.
How many volts?
Girl, it was a shocking experience. Not in that way.
That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah, well, you have to laugh at it. I mean, there's something else
If you
can
don't
do.
laugh, we'll cry.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to laugh at it. It's something, once again, like I said, I have a complicated relationship with Kentucky, and that's part of the reason why. But, I mean, it is what it is. It was a problem I thought I had.
Who put you through that?
Myself. Like, it was a problem I thought I had because of the way that I was raised. I was raised in the church, of course. Doesn't matter which one. It just, you know, it
Well,
is
it
what
wasn't
it
the
is.
Church of Satan because they wouldn't make you do that.
It certainly wasn't the Church of Satan, but
Well, you dressed the part. I suggest the church.
Well, thank you.
They're very pro-gay.
Yeah, it was that. I mean, it was that was what my experience was.
Wow.
So I had to escape, take a breath in New York, figure out who I actually was, and then come back.
How long were you in New York before you went, okay, now I'm coming out of the closet. Now
And
I'm
can I add to that? Can I add to that? How does a Kentucky girl, being very rural, small city, have the mindset to go, you know, everyone calls New Yorkers the strongest people on the planet, and that's just because making rent is harder than Adam Rippon's fucking triple access. Just surviving 1 month in New York is so hard to do. What takes a country conversion therapy fag to being a gritty New York queen? That is such a that's such a crazy back and forth.
I don't give much credit to school, to the higher
I've
education,
never been.
I guess. But I will credit it with that. That was my ticket. I got into FIT. I said, this is what I'm going to do. I was kind of, I think, grasping at straws, finding some kind of direction. I knew I wanted to go to New York. I applied to schools there. Not One Direction.
Are you telling me your school is not called FIT?
It's called FIT. It's called Faggots and Training. Is what it's called. Faggots and Training. It's, you know, the knockoff Parsons if they're not watching. I don't know. But that's what brought me to the city. I used that as a ticket, as time to figure out, as I got in debt, how I was going to get out of it and be myself simultaneously. So that's how I got there. Was, you know, I don't think my family would have let me go if it wasn't for something like school or, you know.
Is anyone going to ask if that's her real nose?
It is very much my real nose.
I don't think anybody noses that. It's a beautiful nose, honey.
Thank you. It's the same as my mother's. In fact, you told me this at Club Cumming in New York.
I remember
like
all
maybe
of this.
7 years ago. She said, you should apply for Drag Race. Like maybe, I'd say probably 6 years ago. And you said it was because of my nose I should apply for Drag Race.
I remember it like it was yesterday. You really don't like this crown, do you?
I think it's more of a bangle, honestly.
It is. This is a cock ring for silky ganache right there. Holds it all.
It's honestly beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Hi. What's your question?
Hi, Scarlet Envy. I'm a huge fan. I just want to know, since you're a queen from Chicago, what are some of the main differences from Chicago queens and New York queens?
Well,
we're better. I'll start.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I mean, you guys have to deal with Tranica. I give you guys
You're
more
not
credit.
Detox.
I'm quit.
After her nose job, we'll be the same person.
You know, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't really know Chicago
You guys are
queens well enough.
cleaner. You guys are cleaner. You guys create characters that are more stronger. New York is a mixture between Amanda Lepore and a Brooklyn Wigstock slop-bearded freak. And a mixture of somewhere in between of glamour and grit, just what we crowned her here today. But I'm going to answer the question for you. Go get a drink. You Chicago queens, find who you are, and you know exactly what that is, whether you're from JoJo Baby or all the way from Tranica. You have so many different types
JoJo
of characters.
Baby.
And
We
you
love
know
JoJo
who you
Baby.
are, and you execute it very well. And I'll say Chicago is probably the hotbed of drag right now. But that could change at any time.
Work. Work.
And also, we don't have a Brooklyn versus Manhattan. It all happens at the same bar all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we completely mopped that question from you.
Yeah.
Here.
I'm sorry, I stole
Follow
your
up.
spot.
Follow up. Yeah. Come over here.
Sharon, would you say that Roscoe's does it better?
I would say when Roscoe says the #1 place in America for content from RuPaul's Drag Race, I would say it's the #1 in the world to get content from RuPaul's Drag Race. Not only do they treat me like winners, or people who we have learned tonight are obviously not, like... They don't treat us like gold, they treat us like platinum. They treat their customers like platinum. I mean, I'm a drunk and I love bar culture. So I like L&L Lounge. I like little bars throughout the city, but if I'm going out for a faggot good time, I only do it right here in Roscoe's. And not just because they treat me well and pay me well and bring me back every time, and not just respect the fresh off the boat queens, they respect every girl who's ever walked through that pink workroom and treat them like superstars. And not just us, but the ones behind the spotlight as well.
As a loser, I will say that Roscoe's brought me here, I think, 2 years ago. Long before I was ever on Drag Race. And that's what's pretty cool about them. Is that, you know, you don't have to get on Drag Race to come experience the magic that's Roscoe's.
And I'll be proving that for the next 10 years of my life.
There she is.
All right. Hello. What's your question?
Hi, first off, Sharon Needles, I love you. But my question is for Scarlet, actually. So I'm a drag queen also that about 6 months ago I decided to grow my hair out. And you're obviously hair goals. So I just wanted to ask, why did you originally decide to grow your hair out, and why do you love it? I need some encouragement. I'm in an awkward stage, you know.
Is this butt hair or head hair?
I love it.
Butt hair.
Oh, butt hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know what I was gonna say about butt hair, but I like it. I like butt hair. Yeah. Don't leave your hair when you get eliminated. It causes drama. Okay? Take all your wigs with you. No.
Shave it off.
There's always going to be an awkward stage, whether it's your hair or anything else. I started growing my hair out in, I don't know, college, I guess. I shoplifted a really expensive shampoo, and I was like, oh my God, is this what it can feel like? Is this what suave isn't? And ever since, I don't know. I feel kind of like if I cut it, I lose some magic, you know. Thank you, Rob Petum, for my continued cut, colors, and facials. You can find him in Williamsburg.
Circumcised guys feel like they lose a little bit of magic too when they cut a little bit off the top.
Yeah, just leave it, you know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm an expensive hippie girl. I just. You know, get me stoned, and I don't even want to leave for a haircut, you know?
She's been drinking.
All right, we'll do a few more questions. Hello, what is your question?
All right, so open question to any of you, but also since Sharon mentioned being in Europe, like what are your thoughts or any question marks surrounding Drag Race UK?
Ooh, Drag Race UK.
Drag Race UK. Well, I will tell you what, I'm completely against it. Because I want this whole show canceled because I'm getting buried, girl. I made the worst mistake a Drag Race contestant could ever make, and that was excel well and win the first time, because I don't get that All-Stars coin, girl. I don't get second exposure. So anytime someone adds another cast to another country, it just buries my genius further and further down into the sand. So if I had it my way, I'd fucking get rid of them all.
Would you go back and compete if they asked you to be a part of All Stars?
I for years said I wouldn't, and you know right now, looking at me, T, that I'd go back in a fucking New York second.
Yeah. An All Stars season? Or an All Stars winner season? I mean,
I would love to go, but I know the person that probably doesn't want to do it is Bianca, because you know she has 5 wigs, 4 jokes, 3 dresses. 2% on Rotten Tomatoes, and one bad rape joke about Blair St. Clair. So it's mathematics and rape.
2% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm sure it's higher.
Hello, what's your question? And what percent are you on Rotten Tomatoes?
I'm going to ask my second question, even though I'm a Canadian. I'm generally really nice. But I'm going to ask you a shady question to Sharon.
I look spooky, and I'm generally
I
really
love
nice
it.
too, at least for now.
So my question is, how do you feel about your win versus
A boat. Oh my God, I love it.
Canadians in the
A
hoose. Canadians in the hoose. Okay.
versus Alaska's win on All Stars?
Yeah.
My win versus Alaska's win on All Stars. Well, the snotty me would say that Alaska would have never had the opportunity or two opportunities without the success of my work on season 4. But also at the end of the day, that was someone I dated for 4 years. We unfortunately had a separation of ways I won't get into. But I will say this, for anyone who's ever broken up with someone they've been with for a long time, if you're lucky, your ex-boyfriend can actually truly become your best friend, and Alaska is my best friend on this entire fucking planet. This planet is a piece of dust cluttered with little tinier pieces of dust floating in a black vacuum of nothingness. That's the sadistic person I am, and that's not the way Alaska thinks. She sees the beauty and the color and everything. So her win is very applauded not by me, but by millions, and she's a better person than me. And for that, I can say she's my best friend.
Aww.
But if I knew then what I knew now, I would have stayed with her a little longer just for the money. Dying.
All right, that is our Q&A. Did you guys enjoy yourselves tonight? Give it up for Miss Sharon Needles. And give it up for Scarlet Envy. My name is T-Rex. I will be here Sunday for XYZ. They will be here tomorrow for meet and greet at 10 o'clock and performances at 11:30 and 12:30.
And we have surprises up our sleeves. Oh, we do. That will blow your fucking tits off. So please make sure to come down, get your tipping dollars out, and your hands applaud, because we got shit that hasn't been seen on this motherfucking stage ever. And we're going to think about what that is.
All right. All right. Thank you, guys. DJ, hit it. Cheers! Meet and greet is tomorrow. Please do not bum rush the girls with questions and pictures. Ew.